If you're looking for a pick-me-up, this probably isn't it. All right, we're calling it the most depressing song of the 1970s. Usually accompanied by scarce instrumentation such as an acoustic guitar or piano, this decade is notorious for its melancholy music. We don't know if it was because of the aftermath of the Vietnam War, the gas shortage, or the choice in cinema, but the 1970s had a dark vibe that was sprinkled with a few bright spots. For some reason, the mood didn't seem to begin to improve until around 1977, but maybe that's just us. If there's one video where you should be offering an opinion, this may be it, so feel free to comment. And with that said, we must admit that choosing the saddest song is entirely subjective. Factors like personal experiences, cultural context, and musical taste can influence one's perception of the emotional impact of a song. For this reason, we tried to base our decision on a song that didn't garner a particular memory or experience. We also didn't focus too heavily on the songwriter's experience or intention. There are some really depressing lyrics in songs that don't feel as down as their music. The prime textbook example is the 1984 anthem by Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA. The words in that song are written to directly contradict the uplifting patriotic vibe of the music, but many don't seem to get it. They just chant the chorus. So when it came time to deciding which song from the 1970s was the most depressing, we did take a look at some of the more distressing lyrics. One example is the song Alone Again, Naturally by Gilbert O'Sullivan, which was released on May 27th of 1972. Here's an excerpt of its lyrics, which happens to speak about committing suicide. I promise myself to treat myself and visit a nearby tower, and climbing to the top will throw myself off. And then the song goes on to remark about the death of their parents and how they cried and cried all day. But despite these incredibly sad words, the music didn't take it over the edge. Climbing to the top, will throw myself off. So while it was a contender, it wasn't our top pick. Alone again, naturally. But it's certainly a very depressing read. On the flip side of that contrast, here's a song where the music is instead more depressing than the lyrics. This one is from the Carpenters. It's a cover of a Neil Sedaka song about a man who lost his love through his indifference, and while life goes on around him, everywhere he's playing solitaire. Tragically, Karen Carpenter's early death kind of envelops her music, but you'll see what we mean by its tone. Released on July 18th of 1975, here's a snippet from their cover of Neil Sedaka's song called Solitaire.
There was a man that went unshared.
And now for our choice of the most depressing song from the 1970s, we must go back to 1975 to a song that borrowed part of its melody from one of the great composers from the Romantic era, Sergei Rachmaninoff. Its verse is from the second movement of his Piano Concerto No. 2 in C minor. The song is a power ballad about loneliness and heartbreak after a failed relationship. And even though it doesn't rise to the level of suicidal themes, its sense of isolation and emptiness are felt both with the lyrics and the music. It's a perfect blend of sonic depression. Released as a single on December 11th of 1975, here's a touch of sadness from Eric Carmen with his No. 2 Billboard Hot 100 hit, All by Myself.
When I was young, I never needed anyone. When I dialed the telephone, nobody's all by myself.
Now that's what we call a depressing sonic gem.